Well, hey, Honda SL125 video. The first video after editing was like an hour and 45 minutes. It's probably too long, so I'm going to cut that in half. And so this will be the intro for the second half, right? Yeah. So continue to watch as I muck around with the SL125 engine. You know, it's funny, I didn't even think there'd be anything all screwed up with the engine, but then again I ordered this kick shaft, so I knew there was something wrong with this. Okay, well, I guess we take the cylinder off. Or I could, if I am able to unjam the cam chain. Cut that off. Yeah, the area inside the crank is not looking particularly stellar. Do I want to put lots of hours of work into this engine to find out that the rod bearing is no good in the bottom, or the oil passages are no good? So if I cared anything about this, this piston has blood all over it. This is like me with the XL600. Look, whoever put this thing in did it with their fingers and got blood all over it. Guarantee you that's blood. Now, if I cared anything about this piston, I would not do what I'm doing right now, which is like using the piston so that I can smash on this bolt here. Right. And it should have a puller for that. Let me find a puller. Okay. Get the stator out of there. Not with that. coming off rather easily. When I got the bike, the engine was just laying in the frame. There was no motor mounts. I think I got those. I think I need to go through all my stuff that I have for the SL125. Right. So it's kind of the typical rust. It's a little sludgy. Not sure. Well, I'll have to go read the instructions on how to take it all the way apart. But I'm sure that I can take the shifter back off. So we got the oil pump, we got the clutch, the gear change mechanism. So I know all this stuff comes off. So the last penny got destroyed by the XL600. Let's see what we can do with that one. This is actually an oil filter. It'll fill up with muck. Yeah, so like this has muck in it. Centrifugal force drives it. So there's a little thing in there, which I forget how you get out of there. See that weird looking nut? I think you just whack at it with a chisel. Maybe that's not how you're supposed to do it, but that's how. I'm going to do it. I've taken it off before on a different one. So yeah, I knew I'd taken these off before, and I know I saw this thing around. This is a special tool to take these filler nuts off, oil filter nuts. So I think I can just go like this. There we go. Okay, there's you guys, and there's that. Good. All right. Oops. Okay, and that just fell in there, but that's all right because we're going to take everything off anyway. I'll take these. I think this is the oil pump here. So that's like an 8. Yep. Okay, I guess I'm going to get part of it. Some heavy goop in there. And there's 2 more bolts. Okay. Make sure I put all that stuff together. A couple little O-rings. Okay. That comes off of there. Alright, so take these off. Let's take the clutch apart. Ooh, that bearing does not feel good. It looks clean enough. Yeah, that feels better. Yeah, it's got some really like varnishy looking oil. Maybe that's part of the reason it wouldn't shift. Alright, so now there's a clip in there. And I'm going to clean up for a minute and come back. You can see it here. Okay. Alright, so there's the clutch. There's my socket. Alright, well I suspect there's something missing here because there's a lot of kind of grind marks there and grind marks here, and I suspect that there's a washer that's supposed to go between these. I'm not 100% certain though. I will have to look at Bartzilla. clutch. There's no way that's going to work. I have a new clutch. Saw it yesterday. Yeah, this is all crap. Alright. Well, I'll have to check the Partzilla diagram and see if there's a washer that belongs between these two. Why would it need a washer? So that goes there, that goes there. That goes on there. Okay. Well, that's supposed to be somewhat flat. Yeah, so this part needs to rotate. So this is the part that goes onto the output shaft, the input shaft right here, right? And this gets turned by the engine. So the outer casing and this need to turn independently. And if they need to turn independently, then this has to be able to move. So why does that have a groove in it? And why does it look like it's been beating up this area in here? I suspect there needs to be a washer in there. How about that one? So I can't move it because the clutch is locked. Because it's been sitting frozen. Let's see if I can take these off. Well, I'm just guessing, so rather than guess, I will consult Partzilla, see what it has to say. Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% convinced I'm going to be able to use this engine. Thing is, I had a perfectly good SL125 engine, which is very similar. I gave it away. Why? Because I'm too nice. Alright, so that mess is there. So now that comes off of there. Ugh. A lot of crud. Do I want to try to take this apart right now? Let me go look at the boat. It looks like I can just take the shifter right on out of it. Okay. That was too easy. And then I'll have to take this guy out of there. This should be under spring pressure. It is. Take this off first. Okay. So there's the shift drum. that off. Right. So there's one bolt here, and all the other bolts look like they're on the other side. So the right hand part, what does it do? It says you have to hold on to the right hand part and hit the flywheel output and the output shaft, the input shaft, and it separate, and it has started to separate. So that's good. Does not appear to be super corroded. Also a good thing. There we go. Get the two dowels. There's one dowel. The second dowel is here. Let's get those dowels out and it should be easier going. That one's off. That one's off. So I think taking this one off. Go. Okay, so there's my kickstart shaft. One half, and yeah, definitely sat in the open air. Not too bad. So yeah, some rust on there. Here's my shift drum. Here's the transmission. Ankle bearing. Well, I can check that further. So let's see, what do I do next? Okay, so I'm supposed to take out the shift fork. Don't want to flip up the engine like that. washer here. I believe that went like that. I hope that went like that. It's kind of gummy. So this is the dowel that holds the shift forks in. Here's the shift drum. Okay, so that dowel's out. This divot thing is filled with goo, but it was pointed down. So now the shift forks should come out. Okay, there's one. So this is the top one. See if I can do it like this. Ugh. Stuff all needs to be cleaned. Okay, the second one is that one. The third. There's a little ball in there. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's the shift forks, and now here's the drum. Okay, and that's got that little tab on it for the neutral switch, which is located. Yeah. A lot of goo in here. Hopefully I can just take everything out of here, and so I can blast the case halves. So can I just take the transmission gears right off of here or what? Well, I'll have to struggle with this a bit. Take these studs out. I put these case halves in the vapor blaster. They'll get in the way big time. So much easier to work with it. Alright, so I still can't get this shaft out of here. I'm going to try using some heat. But before that, I'm going to try to get this other transmission output shaft bearing out of here. This puller, which I bought. birds with one stone. And where did this go? There. Okay. And you went here, and you went there. All right. So there's the input shaft. And so I got my transmission bearing, and now there's another little bearing here. And then I think that's it. And then I think, well, I don't actually, that's not totally, there's like a little screen here. This is the, I think I'll leave that. That's the neutral indicator thingy. There's like a screen under here. Get that out of there. Do I want to take this thing out anymore? This is the cam chain tensioner. There's a little C-clip on there. I think I can just pull it off, push it off. Where's my pliers? Crud in there. And seal right here for the gear shift, and the output shaft seal, which is junk anyway. Okay, so what's left? Get that little thing. Will that just turn if I wanted to? Let's see. Yes. I don't know if I want to mess with that. Why don't I just leave that alone, huh? I'm just going to go ahead and leave that alone. Alright, so there's plenty of goo. And alright, so this little bearing here, I have to go find the puller for that. See if I can get the, oh, look at that sludge. Yuck. Let's see if I can get the kickstart spring off of here. Okay, there it is. So this is just lift it out of here. Yes, okay. There's a washer on there. Okay. And this washer goes, ooh, there's a bunch of washers. This washer goes on the shift drum. it's not the right size for that. So that's not it. So it must go on the transmission. Yes, output shaft of the transmission on the opposite end. Nope. This is the input shaft, so that would be, that's the shift drum. Yeah, it has to be. Alright, so I can get this gasket off here, get those studs out, and get this part off of here. So that comes off of there, and another, right, so that washer there is for the input shaft, right here. There. Okay, so now I just got to get this bearing out of here. Try not to burn myself this time. So this bearing here. And look at this. Some newspaper. Is it newspaper? Free. Yeah. Newspaper. Huh. Or part of a shop manual. Fishing Incorporated. Guardian. Huh. Well, that doesn't belong in there. Alright. So, take those studs off, clean up, and yeah, and then I can vapor blast the cases, and then I can put it back together, hopefully. Yeah, I wanted to show the original forks that were on it. You can see like the chrome eventually just flakes off, bubbles up. You see that? See how it's bubbled? And then it just flakes off. So this one is locked in here. I think I tried to disassemble it at one point. Probably not much point. Like it's not. I don't think you can get replacement. This part, the upper. So I don't know that I'll waste my time doing that. But these ones, I will put new seals in those. Yeah, maybe I'll do it now. Alright, so these ones come apart a little differently than most of the forks that I've been doing. I know this because the junk ones I took apart destructively just now. That's why my tools are covered in fork oil. There's a C-clip here. Looks like motor oil. Looks like to put motor oil in there. That comes apart. And the seal is here. And the seal it's pliable. I don't think there's anything wrong with that seal. Okay. Alright, so this is in pretty good shape. Kinda. No, not really. There's a bunch of dings in it. Scratches, big heavy scratches. But it was polished at one point. It doesn't look like it has clear coat on it. So I'll have to get those scratches out. So these I'll polish. These will look nice polished up. Clean all this stuff up. Well, hey, thanks for watching this new project. I think it's really going to be a cool project for me. Like I said, like I showed in the video, I hope I showed the frame, swing arm, all the metal parts for the frame of the bike. They're all blasted and powder coated, ready to go. The paint set, the fenders, gas tank, side covers, all set, all ready to go, which is a change for me because it's always a pain in the ass for me to get things painted. But I had not played with the engine. God, the engine's a mess. But that's okay. I have another cylinder head. I have another cylinder. I have to get all my stuff down, and probably in the next video I'll get everything down for the SL125, take it out of that little area that's taking up all the space, and just go through and inventory everything that I need to get. I already ordered, like, I'm ridiculous on eBay. Like if I go on eBay, I'll just be like, oh, I need to have one of those, and I need to have one of those, and I need to have one. And all of a sudden I've spent $500 on a bunch of junk. So before I do that, again, I've already spent hundreds of dollars 3 years ago. So I know there's stuff upstairs that need to go on it. So yeah, I got the engine all torn apart, cases split. So I gotta clean up the engine cases and then change out the kick shaft, which is why I took the engine case apart. Clean the transmission, make sure it's not all sticky. And I can put the bottom end of the engine back together. And I have everything I need to put the forks back together. So I've got the fork lowers, I gotta polish those up. And then those can go back together, and I have a couple of pieces that are back together. The big pain in the ass is the rims, the wheels. I have the hubs, I have vapor blasted the hubs. They're sitting over there. I'm on the fence about whether I'm going to polish them or paint them. Won't get into that. Anyway, respoking the rims, it takes forever. I did one set on a Honda XL70, and it took basically all weekend to do 2 wheels. But I got it done. So I'll be doing these at some point. So anyway, this was part 1. If you stuck around this long, thank you for watching, and tune in again. See you later.